Hi all, in this video we'll try to talk about the deity of Jyeshta Nakshatra. So basically deity of a nakshatra indicates whom this particular nakshatra energy people have to pray in the difficult times. It can also reveal some of the energies of this particular nakshatra, means to which energies you can relate to the Jyeshta Nakshatra here. That also you can understand from the deity. Indra is the deity of Jyeshta Nakshatra. Indra is king of gods. So he is the main governing deity of Jyeshta Nakshatra. So here we need to mention one thing, that Indra is just a post which different souls occupy at different times. So a soul who has done enough penance, enough good deeds is put on this particular post. So a soul can take birth on earth or various lokas, various planes, and after that, after doing a lot of good deeds, it will go to heaven. And there also, if it can do some good deeds based upon the penance and good deeds, so the soul is given the post of Indra. So Indra is the king of gods. So Jyeshta has the capacity to bestow an authority position here on the earth as a result of its past deeds. That energy also you can understand with the past efforts. See, whenever a person is in a higher authoritative position, then you can understand clearly because of his past life, birth, deeds, only he is in this position today. So clearly Indra position is also, one can get that position based upon lot of good deeds of previous births, right? So if you do a lot of good deeds in all the births, then you will be given a very good authoritative position, right? So if you're born on earth, then also you will be given a position of authority. What is the word Indra means? Basically in the Sanskrit language, Indra means a celestial drop. So you can also look this particular meaning in different ways, right? Of course, Indra is king of gods, but he is also a mere drop as far as the universe is concerned. In that way also you can observe this particular word. And on the other hand, we can also see that the meaning relates to the fact that Indra was regarded as the rain god in most of the ancient cultures, right? So around 5,000 years ago, Indra was the most worshipped among all the deities, right? So the Vedas, especially the earlier ones, are full of stories, or full of remarks, full of some legends about Indra, right? So about Indra, his glory, his power, his position, about all those stuff, right? Whenever in the ancient culture, whenever people wanted rain, they used to pray Indra. So his worship survived even up to a period around 500 BC. So even Greeks also used to pray an Indra-like figure. It's called as Thor, right? So it's a thunder god, Thor. So this thunder god was supposed to wield a thunderbolt in much the same way as Indra. Indra also, if you see, is portrayed with a thunderbolt in his hand, just like Thor, right? Similar. So the Indra kind of figures worship was there in so many ancient cultures, even in the Greek culture. See, rain was important to all the civilizations that time, because rain was directly related with agriculture, and with agriculture only prosperity can happen that time. And they did not have much technology also that time by which they could store a lot of water and all the stuff. So whenever they wanted rain, they used to pray Indra, right? So here one thing you need to note down, that Indra is related to prosperity. So here this particular nakshatra is related to prosperity, Jyeshta Nakshatra, on the material plane, right, of existence, that is on the earth. This particular Jyeshta energy is related to prosperity. So you can also observe how the ancient people were praying Indra in the eagerness of waiting for rain, the same way Jyeshta people are very much eager for prosperity, a similar energy. It's something like waiting for prosperity or eagerness for prosperity is another energy shown in the Jyeshta energy, right? So if the rainfall is very much regular, then yes, you can expect some prosperity. If the rainfall is not very regular, if it is irregular, then you can see a lot of depravity, a lot of hard times, right? So the same thing happens with Jyeshta energy also. If a very good planet is in Jyeshta Nakshatra, then you can see a lot of prosperity, and at the same time, if the Jyeshta energy is having some malefic planet, then just observe there is no prosperity. Instead, it can give depravity and a lot of hard times also. If you see, Jyeshta energy is mainly, you talk about the rulers, and because people of authority, people of great position, right? You talk about that. So generally you can, if you observe, Indra is also such kind of a ruler, king of gods, right? And here if you observe, if the rulers are very good, then they give a lot of prosperity, they give a lot of abundance to the people, they do a lot of benefits for all the people of their country, people of their country. But if the ruler is very much corrupt, then just imagine how much bad times the people may have. The same thing happens with Jyeshta energy. If a benefic is placed in Jyeshta energy, that is going to give a lot of prosperity. If some malefic planet is placed in the Jyeshta energy, then it is going to give a lot of hard times. So if the politician is bad, corrupt, then you can expect some problems to the people. The same thing happens if the Jyeshta Nakshatra energy is negative. That is, if a malefic planet is placed in the Jyeshta energy, malefic planet with respect to the ascendant, with respect to the Lagna, right? So now, with the invention of new technologies, if you observe, the dependence of agriculture on rain is almost reduced, it's completely diminished, you can say, and so did the worship of Indra also, right? So nowadays people are not praying Indra much because they are able to store the water, and so rain dependency is reduced. Another thing is Krishna, the Lord Krishna can be said to be he was the first one who actually turned the common people away from the worship of Indra. He encouraged them to establish a direct communication with the forces of nature instead. Something like forces of nature here is rain. So instead of praying Indra, directly pray rain. That was the idea given by Lord Krishna. So Indra's power, if you observe, it mainly depending upon his connection with the natural forces. He can control Panchabhutas, right? So that is the natural connection. Even the rulers today have some natural tendency to connect with the natural forces. Even the normal people, they just work hard and they finally they mainly depend upon the hard work, the normal people. But the ruler class, if you observe, they mainly depending upon the natural forces. Something like they also have this kind of connection with the natural forces, just how Indra has. Even some of the rulers try to control the natural forces also, if you observe the history, right? Artificial rains and all the stuff are examples of this. So Indra, if you observe in the Puranic stories, in the ancient Indian stories, he was portrayed as a proud personality, a tricky personality with some unreliable character also. So most of the elements of his nature are conveyed through this particular nakshatra. So generally Jyeshta energy people are a bit proud, they have some unreliable character, and also they are a bit tricky. So in this way Jyeshta is very similar to Vishakha, if you observe the Vishakha nakshatra, because Vishakha is also having this Indra energy in it. So Jyeshta, however, is much more controlled, secretive, and you can say deliberating in comparison to Vishakha, right? So we can also say that Jyeshta functions in a positive or negative way depending upon who the Indra is at any given point in time, who is the planet present in your Jyeshta Nakshatra. That is very much important, and what that planet with respect to the Lagna, right, that is the main important point here. So in a birth chart, if you observe, if Jyeshta Nakshatra energy is afflicted or if it is having some malefic energy, so it will tend to bring out the negative qualities like some kind of depravity or some kind of misuse of power, misuse of authority, and unnecessary vanity or something like that, right? Misusing of power is the main thing here. Also depravation, right, is also seen when Jyeshta is afflicted or it has some malefic energy. So if you have a well fortified or a very benefic planet in the Jyeshta Nakshatra, it will bring prosperity as a protectiveness towards others, all the good qualities, right? If a good planet is present in Jyeshta, just imagine the person is very much caring. Let us say Venus is present in Jyeshta, right? And then if Venus is present in Jyeshta and Venus is actually with respect to ascendant, it is a very good planet, let us say it's a benefic planet, let us say, then this Venus in Jyeshta is going to give the person a lot of caring nature. The person cares about others, right, very much. So one peculiarity of Jyeshta, if you observe, one special thing about Jyeshta is that it gives prosperity only through some occult, supernatural or extraordinary means. If you start practicing some occult things, then you can observe that a lot of prosperity is awakened. So Jyeshta energy people, they should start the occult things. Occult things can be anything. That can be something like doing some mantra chanting, doing some tantra practice, right? These are all going to give some extraordinary results for Jyeshta energy people. So this, you can observe this particular the fact that Indra always gets his position and power through penance and other occult activities. So Jyeshta Nakshatra people, as long as they do some kind of occult things, some mantra chanting, some some kind of tantra practices, whatever, right? The occult practices are very good for Jyeshta energy people. Even see Indra energy is activated, means Indra can get his rulership generally in the Puranic stories after doing some occult practices only. He can get some great position, he can get his position, the Indra position, right? So once you practice occult things, your this Indra energy is activated, this Jyeshta energy is activated, and it will give a lot of prosperity and abundance. So even if you observe how Indra got his thunderbolt, he got his thunderbolt through the occult propitiation of a sage called Dadhichi in the Puranic stories, right? So after the occult propitiation of Dadhichi only, Indra got some Indra got his thunderbolt. So this is the energy of Indra. So if you want to activate Jyeshta, if you have Jyeshta in your Jyeshta energy in your horoscope, you can activate it by some occult practices, and once it is activated, you can see a lot of prosperity. So that is the deity energy of Jyeshta Nakshatra. Thanks for watching this video.